Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a lovely morning. I feel great this morning. I'm getting a lot of things done, chores are getting started, and sometimes in the morning when I wake up, I lay there and with my eyes closed and just observe like the thoughts that are coming through my mind. And like this is like a tip or mini hack on how to enter meditating. Like technically we are already in like a deeply meditative state as we're waking up, but most of us, we entertain the mind a lot. It's second nature. And then we start thinking about our to-do lists right away. And the beautiful, cool thing about it, like as we wake up, is that we're already in a deeper brainwave state. When we're waking up, we get into theta, we're already in theta brainwave state. And when we go to sleep, we're entering into a theta brainwave state. So, and this is like part of my work with my hypnosis stuff, guiding clients into a hypnotic state, and I guide them into a deeper brainwave state, which is the theta brainwave state. So, mini hack and tip: everybody enters the theta brainwave state as long as you're a live human that sleeps every day. You're always entering into this state, this hypnotic state, or deeply meditative state. They're like two words for the same thing. So, when I wake up in the morning, I just sit there with my thoughts. It's not even something I had to think about doing. It's just something that I started naturally doing, because sometimes I don't want to get out of bed right away. And then I realized, like, when I just lay there and just sit with my thoughts, I was like, oh, I am meditating technically. And then and what you're doing in meditation anyways is observing your thoughts and letting them pass. And then what thoughts are coming through and letting them pass. I had to stop the recording. There was like a really, really, really loud helicopter overhead, and it was only getting louder. So I was like, let me pause for a second. Anyways, so anybody is doing in a meditative state, whether you're starting with a very wakeful state where you're in the middle of your day and you're ready to meditate, or if you're waking up like how I do, all we're ever doing in meditation is observing the thoughts of the mind and letting them go. Observing the thoughts in the mind, letting them go over and over again. And the point is, eventually we come to a place where we can achieve a quieter mind, a mind that is not as quiet and non-attachment to our thoughts. The stories that our minds will tell us is true about our experiences, or what we have to do, what we're doing in our day. And then from this space, you're becoming a witness and observer of your mind. And then when you understand the different thought patterns in your mind and stories, and realizing one day that these are all necessarily not true, or they don't have to be true if you don't want them to be, and that you can choose a different story or take action so that you can create a new story. So that's a little life hack for you guys. But that's not why I came on here. It's so funny because I started recording and I was on a different topic, and then Spirit stopped me because I realized there's like somebody was doing the yard in one of the homes nearby. And I was like, oh, that's really loud. And I don't even, like, external noise doesn't bother me these days. Like, I used to be annoyed by all sounds, but now it's just like, it's like a part of my environment. It's like, it is what it is. Like, it's a part of my human experience. So like if it does bother me, which it doesn't hardly ever anymore, it's like, what is it about the sound that spirit is guiding me to inquire within about? Because objectively, there's really nothing wrong with sounds. Objectively, like objects clash together, they make a noise, and that's it. And depending on where you are in your journey, you might have a story about that noise. Oh, that person is so annoying. Oh, they're so inconsiderate, or what have you. Whatever that story is. I remember I used to have those thoughts. But sound is sound. Sound doesn't have any judgment on anybody else because it's just a sound. Anywho, so why I hopped on here to record, or my original intention. I always riff off a title that I want to start with, or thought, or idea. And I've been having these great conversations with my friend John. And I'm just going to say this first before I keep going and add and share what we had in conversation recently, is that if you ever have the opportunity to work with him, he is an absolute gem, like a walking human piece of wisdom. I really recommend you follow his content on TikTok. On Substack, his handle is, I don't know if it starts with but it's Heisen Resonance. I'm going to link his stuff in the show notes. And he's just like so insightful and perspective shifting. And I'm so fortunate to have him as my friend so that we can riff off each other. And I'm really excited because we riff off each other's energy, and we're like, oh my God, so many good ideas. Can't wait to take action on these things and bring them to life so that everybody can feel and experience what they can instead, or witness a different perspective that would resonate with them. And that life isn't what society programmed for us to believe. Like there's something more than all of this. And both of our backgrounds are in I like to call it the corporate world. His background is in pharmaceuticals, and mine is in nursing. So we kind of have like a similar-ish background, like in the healthcare sector. So, and yeah, we just jive. It's a lot of fun. It's a hoot. We laugh a lot and come to many great inspirations between us. And I'm excited what Spirit has planned for the both of us and what we're co-creating. Anywho, so when I was chatting with John the other day, and this is the title of the podcast. By the end of this podcast, I might name it something else, but this is what the title I started off with based on our conversation. Inspiration from our great conversation. And I wanted to title it Stop Getting in Your Own Way, or something like that. It sounded better earlier, so maybe I will change the title. This is what the creative path looks like. You're like, the words don't hit, right? This is what I start with. And finally, you land on a title, or you just like, I'll just push it out anyways, even though I don't like it that much. It's either or. You're either like totally in love with the title, or you're just like, this is it. Or you're like, this sucks, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It'll resonate with somebody. And I don't want the title to be the barrier, my feelings about a title of anything, to be a barrier to a message that somebody needed to hear. So that's like my internal challenge that I sometimes meet when I create and write for Substack or record for the podcast. So what were we talking about where I'm saying stop getting in your own way. Stop getting in your own way. And John said something really profound. He's like, to stay the same requires a lot of effort and continuous changing of yourself, like to change yourself. I don't remember what words he used, but I was just like, wow, this really hits. But when he said that, I was like, okay, let me reiterate it too. To stay the same person over many, many, many years, days, years, months, etc., it requires a lot of effort to stay the same. And when we're actually always changing, I think society had programmed the belief in our minds that we have to change to be better. But technically, and when he said it, I was like, wait a second, you got something here, buddy. Technically, we are always changing. We are always changing. Our bodies are changing. Our bodies age. We get into different seasons of our lives. Like, say you're in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, different phases of life. As one, you could be a single person to a partnered person and then back to single person. Bodies change, and it's like it's back to the sentiment of we are nature. We are a part of nature. We are biology. We're mammals. We're technically animals. We are a part of Mother Nature, and somewhere down the line we kind of forgot that in modern society. And even women, we're cyclical in our hormones every month. We have different moods depending on the season of the year, depending on the person. So we are always changing, always. And it's really interesting that for whatever reason in our modern society, I don't even have an idea of where this even came from. Like, why do we even think that we're always the same? Like, where did that belief even stem from? It probably came from the industrial age, where workers were primed for showing up every day, 9 to 5, doing the same work every single day, doing the same thing. And that's honestly very unnatural. Based on the ideas of we are Mother Nature. So, and when John said that it takes a lot of effort to stay the same, I was like, you're not wrong. Every time I tried to, like, I would observe like a lot of like the older generation, and they would try to do things this way, a particular way, or they work hours on end, or they have this set routine, which they're based on human design. Some people are meant to have a schedule every day, like live on a schedule. My human design, they're called variables, by the way, in human design. Mine is I don't live on a schedule. So when I realized that my days are supposed to be different every day, and I don't know what percentage of the population, like I think they have a percentage on the population that is supposed to live on a schedule, that routine serves their design, and there's a percentage of people where not having a routine serves their design. It feels very natural to them. So when John said that message or shared that with me, I was just like, yes. Every time I try to like be consistent, like consistently the same every single day, it did not work for me. I would like want to pull my hair out by the end of it. But in general, we're always changing. We are always changing. And releasing the idea that we have to stay the same, especially in a world that keeps changing. And honestly, the world's always changing. I don't know where the idea came from, where everything stays the same and everything's good and copacetic. Everything is perfect, or everything's working out in our favor. But honestly, if you look through human history, nothing but change has happened. Like, you go from medieval times to now, nothing looks the same. And now, like, and it's really interesting how our ego minds identify with truth these days. It's like, this is our current reality, this is the truth. And when, like, if we were in medieval times with the culture it was back then, that was their truth. But that truth would not be truth these days. So it's interesting how truth even evolves. Reality evolves. It's so fascinating. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit today. Being open to the way you're meant to be every single day. And just seeing what happens. The only way we can change the trajectory of our futures is taking action here in the present moment. So with that being said, I do want to share, I am opening up life coaching spots again, finally. It's been a while since I open coaching spots for anybody. I'll start taking people in on May 12th, a limited amount of people. And my last Substack, I'm offering intuitive birth time readings. So, and anybody can do this, but if you're not you haven't been practicing being the intuitive type, or with intuitive practices, this is like for me, whenever I pay someone for a service, they're giving me a shortcut to something that I don't have a skill in. Otherwise, I believe I can do a lot of things. But do I want to spend the time to do it? No. So that's how I see the energetic exchange of giving money to people, or paying someone for a service, is that they're helping me get closer to achieving what I want, or a result, or a service, depending on what it is. For intuitive birth time readings, the reason why I got really excited to share this is that, like, a lot of people have astrology and human design charts, and they're not able to look up their design because they don't have their birth time. And I probably can look up the whole birthday if you don't know your entire birthday at all. With the same method that I use for getting a birth time. So I'm offering this again. I put the link out on my one-on-one offerings on my Substack. And all I do is use a pendulum, and I tap into the energy of the person I'm reading for, and I do a process of elimination to get the birth time. And that's all it really is. that's all I'm really doing. That's why it's like only like a quick $33 offer. There's no frills to it. I'm just giving you a birth time to work with. I did caveat in that I cannot guarantee the accuracy of your birth time just because of the nature of the work. And I'm being completely honest. Like, but how could I guarantee it? I wasn't there at the time of your birth. I am receiving a message based on me connecting with your guidances. And I had this big conversation in an earlier podcast with Renee. She's the psychic, one of the psychic intuitives that I interviewed for the podcast. And she said, sometimes your guides don't want to give you accuracy. And I don't think that's the point. The point is that they're helping you along a path. Your highest manifested path. And sometimes your guides will give you information to help you along a direction you're meant to go based on your soul contract before you incarnated. So use your intuition, take what resonates. I'm putting it out there as a service. I'm not attached to selling it at all. But if you're into me interpreting your birth time for you or retrieving your birth time for you, I can totally do it. It's a lot of fun. In fact, I do want to also share this out loud on the podcast. So I take a different approach to how I price my offerings. I do have a lot of free and lower cost offerings. And then I'm still building it all out and letting my business co-create with me the vision of how it all wants to work, because my services is not the bulk of what I do and what I'm meant to share with people. So I'm not attached to making a sale. And I price things based on energetic boundary. So I price things high on certain services because part of it is my energetic capacity to service a lot of people. So I do put a limit on how many people I work with because I have other projects, you guys. There are other things happening in the background. And I am working a sliding scale for my life coaching services, and with my quantum hypnosis, it is kind of, I don't frame it as a sliding scale, but it is kind of a sliding scale. Like, if you have a lot of resources, feel free to pay the original price. If not, you can get access to the discount link for my quantum hypnosis sessions, and you get $222 off. So, and it's very much a honor system. So, and that's how I price things, just to be out of all honesty. And I will still limit how many sessions that I do. I'm at the point where I only want to do, if I do a quantum hypnosis session, I'm only doing one a week. And I just trust that universe will provide resources, monetary resources in my direction in different ways, which it has been, which is really crazy, because I'm like, if I had not been open to creatively looking and being open to other solutions, I would not be able to see those solutions. Openness and curiosity, that energy allows you to see another way, a different path, and a different answer to the result you're looking for. So, I hope some of this podcast was helpful. If none of it was, I'm not attached to it too. So don't feel, I'm always like I'm here for the honesty, and if it didn't resonate with you, it's totally cool. My jam these days is do what resonates. If it doesn't, my feelings are not hurt at all. I'm so excited that you know what resonates, because a lot of people don't know what it feels to have something resonate with them. And man, and I remember myself those days when I had that feeling, like when I remember hearing those words, does that resonate with you? And I'm like, I'm not even sure if I know what that means. Ooh, black kitty. So, anywho, you guys know where to reach me. My Substack, you can chat with me in chat in Substack or comments in any of my posts. I have Spotify open up so you can leave comments for any of my episodes, and I have my email, so drop a line, say hi, and yeah, pick my brain. That's what I'm here for. All right, you guys have a lovely week. Oh, and also I also wanted to say this, because I'm talking about my pal John, because he's so great. I am putting out I did a quantum hypnosis for him, so that'll come out on this Friday. So whenever I put out a quantum hypnosis, it's usually going to be on a Friday when I do put one out. So his was a lot of fun. I mean, honestly, I say that about everyone because it's not that theirs was fun, it's that I think the work is fun. So let me reword that. It was fun. It was just plain old good time. Anyways, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.